So today we have Francesca Demichelis, that is one of lead scientists in a particular type of science that she will tell you about. But at the beginning, I would like to ask to Francesca, what is your training path and why did you decide to work at Cibio?
So first of all, thank you for involving me in this initiative, Paola. So my training is in physics to start with. And then after that, I had a transition through a biophysics group where I approached what was the field, in fact, of medical informatics. And at that point, I realized that in order to bring what I learned from the physics analytical aspects to the medical or biomedical fields, I had to study a little bit more of computational techniques as machine learning. And so I applied for a PhD in computer science, in fact. And that basically completed my formal training and then I moved into the area of medicine and precision medicine in particular. So why I came to Cibio? I came to Cibio after multiple years in the United States. And I came to Cibio because I thought it was a good opportunity to work in Italy in a place that had a really great potential based on the vision that people had explained to me would have been, the path of evolution of this center into a department at the University of Trento.
That's quite interesting, and also it's quite interesting your background. And so maybe because of that, you want to tell us what you do as a scientist and what is your maybe daily working routine.
Sure. So what do I do? What does my group do? So first of all, we are a very heterogeneous group. I said it. My background is in, let's say, quantitative and computational work or science. But what we do is a great mixture of experimental work and computation in the setting of oncology. So what we do as a team is trying to find, in fact, biomarkers that can be used to predict response to cancer treatment. And we do that through a really strict integration of multiple sciences, in fact, which is biology, medicine, computer science, math, a lot of statistics. This is the beauty of what we do. This is the beauty of what is, in fact, the core, I would say, of translational research in biomedicine. And so the lab is structured so that about half of the people do experimental work, about half of the people implement algorithms to analyze data that we or others generated, with the final aim of answering specific questions. For example, we work on identifying what are called synthetic lethal partners. So combinations of genomic aberrations that are lethal for a cell. And how we study that, we studied with experimental models coupled with a lot of in silico analysis of sequencing data. Another example is we tried to push the use of liquid biopsy, so the analysis of circulating material in the body of patients to extract all the molecular information that can help us follow their response to the treatment. So what is the dynamics of this molecular entity in the body? And so it's really, full integration of multiple aspects where the bioinformatics and the computational biology are key to what we do. And what is nice is that we bring this component not only within the group, but also as part of our collaborative networks that very much obviously involve oncologists, pathologists, radiotherapists, and so clinical scientists, I would say, that try to answer the same questions that we are approaching.
That's very fascinating, very interesting, and very modern. And so just to switch a little bit questions now is, since you said you are also involved in some description of what you do to the public, So what is your opinion about how much or how the public should be informed on what we do in the lab, and especially when you have, let's say, a big new discovery, and how much the public opinion would matter in your career, on your in your research, on your
So
lab?
this is a tough question, right?
As
Because
multiple, as a multiple answer, so
it's true. So so more than I usually don't really think about what is the opinion of the people about what we do, but I rather think about how aware people are of what we do. And then, you know, opinions hopefully are such that they understand what research is and how hard it is. Many times we find ourselves in communicating with journalists to share with the public a new discovery. And although it's hard to really communicate that properly without giving incredible hope towards something that maybe it's still 5 years far from where we are, I think what is really necessary is also to communicate how difficult it is to do what we do and how many failures we have. And it's not only, as you know, it's not only difficult because there are many failures in research, meaning experiments or hypotheses that you formulate that do not show real or correct, and so you have to start again. Experiments that don't work, fundings that you need for your research that you're not able to get in the time that you wish, and so you have to keep going. But it's also tough because there are many aspects in a research scientist who is maybe a PI of a group, as I am, as you are, that have to deal with other things, which is managing a group, finding a way to get the best out of each of the people in the group and try to design what's going to be their path in life. So giving good advice while keeping them on track to keep moving. So there are so many aspects that I think people outside of our field of work, research in academia, research in company, they don't really know what it is. And so I think it's key to be able to communicate also the failures and the hard times that we have, so that people can understand the complexity of what we do and how important it is to have at least a little bit of a hint of how our work is.
it's done. That's an interesting part, in fact, that we didn't actually develop too much during the other interviews, and it's nice that you brought it up so that we can discuss it maybe together with the students on the 28th. And so one last question I have is, what is your message to the students? What you would like to tell them, since these are students for the Master of Science and Communication?
So I'm very happy that this type of masters exist. And the reason why I'm saying that is because communicating science is very difficult. It's difficult for us, for people who do science. I think it's equally difficult to do it properly for people who need to translate maybe difficult concept into something that can be understood. So I think the students of this master have a really important job, not only to get the ability and the capability and the skills to properly communicate, but also to bring innovation into what they've been doing. I think it's the time when, being young now and being smart and being curious can really make a difference in how they'll put forward this type of job that is key. We've seen that, in these times, especially when people have to communicate medicine even more than other type of science. I think it's really complicated because the public, individuals become so irrational when it comes to their own health. And so having the right information in a proper manner with all the facets that come with it is key for having the population informed and being able to be rational about what's happening, for example, in a pandemic like ours. So to these students, I would just want to say that they chosen a very interesting path where I think they can be very innovative and bring something to the table that 20 years ago was not possible.
Even 10.
So good luck. Yeah.
Thank you, Francesca. Thank you for your interview. And then if you like to join us the 28th in the afternoon, I will send you an invitation for the link.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, Paola. And thank you.
Bye.